David, and I'm currently in Portland, Oregon, and I got here July 1st, and I'll be here for the month. Did a tour of downtown. I'll most likely be at Pioneer Courthouse Square, asking people. It's warm here, and I will wait till it cools off a little bit. It's Friday, and this weekend I think I'll head out. Tomorrow's supposed to be a little bit cooler, and I think I'll go there tomorrow. This morning I received a question via email asking me about my thoughts about the ego, and I think I'll answer that as a question for this installation of a Compassion Tour video log. I think that the ego is the collection of thoughts that we put together to identify ourselves as who we are. And those thoughts include our body, how it looks, what we own, what we believe in to be that may happen to be false, outside of a truth and outside of wisdom. I believe the ego is something that's been an illusion that's been around for a while, and it is the fuel that's been behind war and violence, anger, animosity, resentment, unforgiveness, those things that are constricting rather than expanding, of the universe of love, of spirit, goodness, truth, wisdom, all the good things in life. I believe that when identifying with the ego, that it is something that can be renewed, and I think that that's what compassion does. It recognizes that the ego, though it may be part of who we are, though it may have its uses, that there is something deeper in the essence of who we are that's far beyond the ego. I often liken it to a small space in a larger container that is vastly infinite, beyond what we believe to be the small self, which is, I think, what other people often call the ego. Wayne Dyer says it's edging God out. I believe that once we identify it, then that is the first step, a very large step in moving beyond the mind as the sole tool in which we identify ourselves. We start to identify ourselves with that thing that is greater than the ego. We start to identify ourselves with spirit, with the unmanifested portion of ourselves, in which we start to tap into our spirit. And our spirit is infinite, I believe. Ultimately, I believe life itself is infinite, everlasting, beyond space, beyond time, including and transcendent of thought, in which we are given the gift of constant access to that thing, to that infinite thing. I'll call it spirit right now. The ego has its uses. In the process of identifying and releasing a lot of ego thoughts, concepts, behaviors, habits. In 2009, I realized that I need to eat, I need to shower, I need to brush my teeth, such that this body does actually survive. And that there are uses for that thought process for a self, a body self. And there are thought processes that are needed for movement within the world. I keep them to a minimum, and I allow. And I think that was part of the surrender process, and I think that is part of a surrender process, is allowing the universe to unfold in ways in which it chooses to unfold, and to recognize that unfolding, the beauty, the awesomeness of it, the grace of it. And when we start to identify with the scope of ego, it minimizes all that we are experiencing. Those are the thoughts on the ego and how it relates to compassion a little bit, and a bit of update about the Torah. I'm really grateful. This is the 11th month of the Torah. Something I just started doing last September without the latter 6 months planned. And it's been a tremendous journey, and I know why, because of all the blessings and graces that have been bestowed upon compassion, the hundreds of people that have helped, the little things, the big things, all of them have brought me to this moment 10 months, or 11, starting the 11th month later, to be able to share this gratitude with you, the watcher, and to say thank you. And I do see it lasting longer than the planned 1 year. It's coming together, and I'm committed and consistent in surrendering to whatever life has to bring. With that, I will give yet another acknowledgement to Nisia Sweeney and say thank you for the music as I cue it now. And to say thank you for watching, and to leave any comments, suggestions below where YouTube provides that opportunity. Post this now.